Parenting can be tough, especially when you have several kids. Amy O'Barry and her husband Danny have 4. That's Vincent, the second child, full of energy. Their first, Violet, a 5th grader, loves to read. Then there's Vance, the headstrong toddler, and the newest addition, Valerie, only 4 months old. The O'Barrys are your typical growing family. There's just one thing you may not notice unless you stop and ask. Amy and Danny are deaf.
So a lot of people think that deaf people can't do many things, but I would say that they can. We're no different from hearing families.
American Sign Language interpreter Scott Huffman joined us for the interview. That's his voice you hear. Amy and Danny met at the Ponchatoula Strawberry Festival almost 16 years ago. He asked her out on a date, and the rest was history. When it came to having kids, Amy didn't want to wait.
When I married him, I was ready to be a mom, so I was excited about having children.
Amy wanted 4, Danny wanted 2, so that's where they settled on 2 kids, initially. But life happened and Amy eventually got her wish. When Violet was young, they faced their first challenge.
She didn't understand what the word deaf meant when I would try to, she thought that the ears were broken or something like this. That's how I would explain it to her, like my ears don't work. And then she caught on to it.
Violet quickly learned sign language, which proved to be a bit of a problem for her parents.
When she was about 3 years old, we had to be careful because we would put our grocery list together of things we had at the store. When I would sign ice cream, she would catch it and she's like, Mom, I want ice cream. I'm like, oh no. We were signing really fast, but receptively she was catching everything we were signing. So now sometimes we have the finger spell.
In fact, Violet's first word made Danny a proud papa.
So at 9 months, her first sign was Dad. I was super proud. I was so excited that her first sign was Dad. Mom lost. And his first sign was Dad as well. He signed at about 1. Dad was his first sign. I'm trying to teach him, but he just has no attention span.
Violet, Vincent, and little Valerie are all codas, children of deaf adults. But Vance, well, he's Amy and Danny's little miracle.
He was in the bed asleep, and I kind of tapped these 2 instruments together, and he stayed asleep. He didn't even wake up. So we decided to bring him to the audiologist, and they ran a test on him, ABR test. And they said, he's deaf. I was shocked that we did have a deaf son. When I told Danny, he was so excited. He was like, yes, we have a son that's going to be signing.
But Vance is your typical toddler, and right now not interested in learning to sign. Still, Amy knows he'll have incredible support when he's ready, just like she had growing up in St. Bernard Parish when she wanted to join the majorettes.
I asked the coach if I could sign up for tryouts, and she says, no, you can't because you can't hear the music and you're deaf. And I thought to myself, yes, I can. And it upset me. So I went home and I told my mom and I told her what happened. She said, no, ma'am. She called the school and she made it happen.
Amy's mother, still a major source of support in the family, got her in front of the coach for tryouts.
I was following all the movements. I didn't need to hear the music. I could demonstrate that by the counts. And the coach was shocked. She was like, wow, you really can. So she welcomed me to the majorettes, and I was super excited.
It's that determination that pushes Amy forward. Raising her own family now, a couple of kids who may be too smart for their own good.
Yeah, sometimes like when we're far away in like the cafeteria, sometimes we'll try to sign to each other to communicate. Okay. Most of the time he asks me to ask my friend for gum. Yes.
In fact, gum-loving Vincent has gotten his family a few glances in the past.
Like if we go to a restaurant, other people will look over and I feel like, why is everybody looking at us? And then I'll realize he's using his loud voice, so I have to tell him, shh, quiet down, because everybody's staring at us. I have hearing aids in, and I can hear when that boy's talking. I always have to tell him, lower your voice. Try to teach him that.
Maybe a little too boisterous for his own good, but a sweet kid nonetheless. From Vincent and Vance to Valerie and Violet, the O'Barrys have something special.
Every single night I go hug and kiss them goodnight, and they do it back, so that shows me that they love me.
She's happy to have us because we're good parents, and she's definitely lucky to have us as her mom and dad.
It's not hard to tell. Their love rings loud, no matter who can hear it. Rob Krieger, Fox 8, Local First.